Oh my gosh, this thing's gonna be expensive. You guys need to stop skipping the ads on my channel so I can pay for this thing in this apartment. How's it going, everyone? My name is Luis, and we just got our first official details on the PlayStation 5 from Sony themselves. Mark Cerny, the lead architect for the PlayStation 4, recently did an interview with Wired about the PlayStation 5, or what they're calling the next generation console, but it's pretty much the PlayStation 5. Let's talk about the details we've heard about today. So the goal for the next generation console isn't so much just to add another layer to the experience that you can already have, but rather change the experiences that can be. That's seen through many of the features detailed here. Perhaps the most impressive and detailed one so far is the new hard drive. The PlayStation 5 will be using an SSD that, according to Mark Cerny, is faster than what's available on the market currently. In fact, when showcasing Spider-Man PS4 running on both a PS4 Pro and a PS5 dev kit, the fast travel loading times went from 15 seconds on PS4 Pro to 0.8 seconds on the PS5. That's also taking into consideration that this is a slower SSD inside of an early dev unit and not the final product. That faster SSD means so many things for games in the future, not just faster loading times when you're actually in a game, but when you start up a game, the whole sequence of logos between the publisher, developer, all the engines, that can be a thing of the past, or at least just a watermark on the title screen now and no loading screens available. The whole online lobby system of editing your loadout or getting a tip on an online game while you wait for the game to load might be another thing of the past, something that's just instantly now. Those things are really exciting and sound really expensive when you think that this SSD isn't just the fastest SSD available, but is also apparently a larger hard drive than what's available now. A terabyte, a 1 terabyte SSD, a really bad one, goes for about $100 right now. I also mentioned that Spider-Man PS4 was used to demonstrate this feature, and that's because PS5 is built with PS4 backwards compatibility in mind, including PSVR support. Detailed improvements on VR weren't explained by Cerny, but he did mention that it's an important factor to the console. What's most interesting about this is that this means we'll be seeing a lot of overlap between the transitional period between PS4 to PS5. You'll be seeing a lot of end-of-life PS4 games on PS5 with improvements. For example, when asked if Death Stranding was one of those PS4 games coming to PS5, a PlayStation spokesman actually said that it was a PS4 game, but not before Mark Cerny gave a slight smirk to the question. Now, in terms of the actual hardware in this new console, the CPU is based on AMD Ryzen, while the custom GPU is based on AMD's Navi architecture, including ray tracing support. It'll even support 8K displays in the future, although I wouldn't go around shouting that you'll be playing Death Stranding in 8K. Most likely this is just going to be future-proofing displays for 8K upscaling or future home video playback, something more like the 4K support on an Xbox One S. Also part of the custom AMD chipset is support for 3D audio, something that Cerny thinks will change how sound is designed in future games. While it wasn't a big change between the PS3 to PS4, Cerny explains that it will be on the PS5. Now, we didn't get that much information regarding the game, services, or the software features of this new console. You can expect those details most likely in a state of play later this year, or some hints about it later this year. But the actual console itself won't be coming out in 2019, and that's for sure. They pretty much detailed it here. You can most likely expect it sometime by the end of 2020. While it's no secret that home consoles are increasingly becoming more like gaming PCs at this point, hearing about all these new features is very exciting. Of course, we can expect a better CPU and GPU with every generation, but the more interesting details like SSDs that aren't available on the market that can completely change traditional game design and more immersive sound experiences, those are the fascinating features that really excite me. The wait for PS5 isn't too long now, and as we get the curtain pulled back a bit more and revealing more details on the console, it only excites me more. Not so much for just a better looking game, but just how games are going to be designed in the future and how traditional game design will be completely different.